I would like to talk a little bit about the environment and how we can help the environment on a day-to-day basis. Everyone are talking about plastic straws, how bad they are. I'm not trying to say that they're not the bad thing, but I think that some people saying, oh, I'm not going to use plastic straws and I'm saving the world. Many places ban plastic straws altogether. Again, I'm not going to get into the argument whether it's right or wrong to ban those plastic straws. What I want to talk about is how we can help on every day in many things we're doing. How can we help the environment on a day-to-day basis? Many things we're doing we can actually do better to conserve energy or to just not create so much trash, because we create a lot of trash. If you notice how much trash you're actually taking out every few days, it's enormous amount of trash, enormous amount of water we're using, soap that is not good for the environment, all those chemicals. And I have a little list. It's not a very comprehensive list. I might make another one, just a little list, some things that I thought, but just the idea is just to start. It's a different perspective about how we can really help. Again, one person cannot do anything, but we do whatever we can, and another person is good. Every person is good. So let's see, we have water pressure. Water pressure when you wash your dishes or using a dishwasher. If you use a dishwasher, make sure it's really full and not halfway full. Or maybe there's a quick cycle, so maybe use that. When you shower, you don't have to use the full pressure, use half pressure. Water, we're running out of fresh water, so use less fresh water. It's always good. I actually use half of the pressure, and it's pretty good. You can also make your shower a little shorter, unless you really like showers. We also have less soap. When you use less soap, again, when you shower, it's also not good for you. By the way, soap is not good for your skin, especially if you do it too much. And also, if you use it on your dishes, it's not good as well, because you're actually drinking a little bit of it always. So it's actually also healthier for you and for the environment. So use less soap when you wash your dishes or when you shower. There's also plastic bags. We use a lot of plastic bags, Ziplocs, and all those sandwich bags. Try to reuse some of them, especially if you just put something dry inside, and if you're gonna use the same. Sometimes I put sandwich inside a bag. It's all good. It's all dry, nothing dirty. I'm gonna reuse that bag. If there is a frozen fruit, for example, I put in a plastic bag, I'll reuse that bag. I'm not gonna throw it out every time. So again, make sure it's a matter of opinion, but just make sure that you're using the right one, or depends how dirty it is. We also have Amazon orders. So this is a little harder because they use a lot of carb. They use a lot of, I forgot the name. a lot of boxes. So what's better sometimes is just to make a bigger order. Again, could be hard, but a bigger order, sometimes you use a one box instead of a few boxes. You can order 5 things. It's better to order it at once, and you can have one box versus 5 different boxes. And also it's better for how many people have to take care of that order. So less placing the UPS truck, less walking for that person, which is you can also less fuel and other things. Less laundry. So depends how often. I'm not saying you should be dirty, but you should do a little less laundry. If something is not dirty, you only wear it for a couple of hours, and it wasn't hot outside. Again, it's a matter of opinion, but if it's not dirty, don't wash it that fast. And back to the soap, use less soap when you use laundry, and it's also good for you. Turn off lights or other. There's also turn off lights or any other any other machines that consume energy if you don't need them. So you leave the house, make sure you turn off things. and it's a known thing. And especially the AC. AC take a lot of energy, so AC is more important. Maybe a few a little degrees higher. Don't walk around in the house with a jacket and put the AC and crank up the AC or down. We also have toilet paper or paper towel. I watched the video. You can check that online. Actually, to create a paper towel or toilet paper, you need a lot of water for the trees and trees. So use less when you use towels, like actual towels rather than toilet paper, for example. Not toilet paper, paper towels. Or use less. Sometimes we use way more than needed. So just make sure, be a little more conscious when you use toilet paper or paper towel. How many do you use? Maybe you don't need to use as much. Sometimes you absorb in something. Try to use less. Start with one cube or one part, and then use another one. There is no reason to take like, oh, let's take 5 and just use the whole thing. I actually started also when I wash my hands in some places. Did they have like some kind of a paper towel? I took 1 or 2, make them really wet in some way, throw them out and take another one. So take 1 by 1 instead of I used to take like 10, dry my hands and throw it. And you actually notice that most of them are actually dry and they're in the trash. So why would you do that? And turn off. We can also turn off the water when we wash dishes. When you're soaping things, unless you use the water sometimes for that, we can turn off the water for a little bit when you soap things. Also have buy less clothes. That's a really important one. Clothes in general, there is like those microplastics or microfibers that are not good for the environment. In general, there is a lot of work, a lot of pollution that is created to produce clothes or any other things we wear. Therefore, do less of those things are actually helpful. And sometimes we buy a lot of things that don't really need. So buy a little less. You can also buy, personally I don't like to do that, but you can also go to Goodwill and any other on one of those places and buy secondhand clothes. But what I do, I just buy less. I don't need that much. So I buy a little less clothes. And again, probably could be a long list, but the idea is to try to be a little more conscious about what we're doing and how we can change some of the things we're doing. And you can also tell someone else about it. It don't have to be in like a very negative way, just like, oh, maybe we should do that, maybe we should do this, maybe it will be better for the environment. So these little small things that hopefully will do better, and it feels better sometimes to just do that. Being a little altruistic sometimes will actually feel good, and that's the idea. Thank you.